step on the scene. I'm with my team. I'm looking clean.
Who will rise up the leaderboard?
Just another example as to why she is our reigning champ.
For the second time in league history, we're going to a golden set.
Someone come up with a top spot, running on the shot clock. Please stay in your lane. Crowd jumping like it's hopscotch, even though the shot size ice all in my veins. Cause every moment counts, every moment counts, every moment counts.
Hey, serve!
I said every moment counts, every moment counts, every moment counts.
Defense, defense, and more defense.
Molly McCage is a blocking machine.
It's her world, you're just living in it.
Captain Edmond closes the door.
Dug again by Hens, who's under it. Yes, please.
Say it loud, cause every moment really counts. Every moment counts, every moment counts, every moment.
With authority, Linehan unloads.
Count it for Morgan Hens.
Leah Edmond explodes on the kill.
She's putting on an absolute show.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN, presented by the Air National Guard. 5 weeks, 29 matches, 87 sets of history already written. It's now time to crown the champion. The only individual volleyball title in the world will be decided in this match. Team Edmond taking on Team Linehan. It is match 30 to the top step of the podium. Welcome inside, everybody, for the final match of the 2023 season. Kevin Barnett alongside Missy Whittemore. Olympian Key Michael will also be joining us. Missy, what has driven these two players to the precipice of a title?
Well, I'll tell you what, Allie Linehan has done it by orchestrating an incredible comeback. What looked to be a disastrous week 2, she just put her head down, kept working, outscored everyone in weeks 3 and 4, and played herself right back into this race. For Leah Edmond, it has been the picture of consistency. She has never had an off week. She just continues to string together good matches, leading the way not only in wins, but stat points, MVP points. She has been a complete player.
We had a hard time picking highlights because there were so many.
Yeah, for Leah Edmond, a win tonight will absolutely set her apart. She'll be the first captain to 11 victories in a single season, and it feels like the stars are aligning this weekend. She became the 3rd player to 2,000 stat points in a single season. And guess what? The other 2 ladies who had 2,000 stat points went on to become the champion. Could you be looking at our next? Well, there is a player who would like to stop her, and that is Allie Linehan. Across the net, it is going to take a crazy complete performance for her tonight to be able to jump Leah Edmond on the leaderboard. But that's kind of who Allie Linehan is. She is a consistent performer, low maintenance, high performance, who just keeps working. There's so much to like about these two former Kentucky teammates as they square off with everything on the line tonight.
Indeed they do. Team Linehan in the orange jerseys, on the other side in the black and gold, Team Edmond. That one thrown back. Lindsay Vanderwide is going to pick up the block. This is what it has been all about for 3 seasons now. 44 world-class athletes across 4 teams in an individual scoring system never seen before. Draft each Tuesday. You play Friday, Sunday, Monday, and then you redraft. There will be no redraft. This is it. There will be no next match. The title all hangs in the balance here. And for Team Linehan, it has to be a first set victory. Allie Linehan is going to need a pretty special performance to take out Leah Edmond from that first place position. A blast through the block. Lindsay Vanderwide, who has been a very pleasant surprise for Team Edmond this week.
Playing her best volleyball really here, I feel like in the last weekend. She has come alive offensively playing opposite Leah Edmond. It certainly takes a lot of pressure off to play with Leah Edmond because she has been so powerful this season. They've used her both out of the front row and the back row, so not a lot of pressure offensively.
Erin Fairs gets backed up and scoops a perfect pass. Linehan covered by Dixon. She'll get it right back fast to the outside, and she'll put it off the outstretched hands of Kaz Brown. Not too many have been successful when that is the thing you have to do. All right, our scoring breakdown. 60% of the points have come from win points, and you're going to need them all if you're Team Linehan. Then your individual stats and the MVP voting all have factored into where these players have arrived. Allie Linehan, she could get some points via aces. That would help those stat points. Instead, it's Kaz Brown with a kill.
We mentioned the former Kentucky teammates battling it out here, captain on captain. We'll add Kaz Brown to that Kentucky trio of players as well.
Roll shot, Aaron Fairs collects the kill. Fairs been pressed into service just in the last week or so.
Yeah, it's an interesting makeup. These two teams returned the majority of their players from a week ago. You had 7 returning for Team Linehan, 6 for Leah Edmonds' team. So these teams didn't take long to build chemistry like we've seen in some teams over the course of the weekend. These players already had that chemistry. It's just been all about execution. There will not be a night where execution is more important than tonight.
Team Edmond 4-2 to start this one. Linehan keeps that one alive. Fairs will put the free ball over. Where do you go? Fanning calling for it. Instead, it's to Edmond outside. Do you go back to the captain? Yes. No, says Molly McCage. So at 4-3, we get a chance to bring in Craig Skinner, longtime head coach of Kentucky, joining us. Craig, we talked about cats on the pins at the very beginning of this, and here they are again facing off. What is so special about these two women, both of whom you have coached?
Well, it's, I'm not sure we have enough time, but, both athletes in different ways just always wanted to get better. They wanted to improve something about their game. Always in the gym. You never had to worry about them bringing intensity, urgency, and the will to compete with the people on her team every day. So it's really exciting to see them doing what they're doing today.
Coach, you've got a third player out here in this matchup as well, in Kaz Brown. What is it like for you as a former coach to see 3 of your players out here with an opportunity to play professionally, make a living playing the sport they love right here in the United States?
The proud is the word that comes to your mind, and you just feel such a connection to those 3 athletes, and remember them coming as freshmen and green, and not knowing exactly what the college game is about, to seeing them continually improving over and over. And you don't want to say you're a parent or you're a dad to them, but you feel that type of connection when you see players go from a youth to now adults, and continuing to keep getting better and better all the time.
How has this game changed, Craig? You've been a long time at Kentucky, but before that, you were doing it at a high level, Wisconsin, Nebraska. What have you seen as the development of women's volleyball?
Yeah, probably the athleticism is the biggest thing that stands out. I think the first college team I ever coached with John Cook at Wisconsin, we had 1 player that touched 10 feet, and I'd say that our team, along with most of the other top 10 programs in the country, or you have 10 players that touch over 10 feet. Our team average is 10 feet right now, so the court has shrunk. And when you have athletes that playing that high above the net, there's less space to kill the ball and terminate. So you got to be more creative and find ways to score other than just hitting the ball as hard as you can.
Coach, I'm sure you're familiar with our unique scoring here at Athletes Unlimited and the top players on the leaderboard landing in that captain's chair and really having to manage a team. So of your 3 players out here on the floor, do you think any of them are future coaches? They've sort of had to fill that role over the last 5 weeks several times.
Oh, man, that's a tough question. In their unique ways, I think they could all coach, because I think they all see the game at a high IQ level. Probably the biggest question I'd have for them, do they have the patience for it? Because they're such competitors, and probably would say, what, let me do this, get out of my way, But yeah, I mean, they've studied the game at such a high level. They always wanted to improve, so I could definitely see them, wanting to coach. And Madison Lilly's on my staff right now, Meredith Jewell's on my staff right now, former players, and they were the same way.
All right, Coach, you have a prediction in this one? Who comes out on top?
Team or individual performance?
Well, it's kind of the same thing right now.
By the point spread, Allie's going to have a Herculean performance. Going to need one to overcome Leah. But you know, I never underestimate or count any of them out. So, you know, I'd have to give Leah the edge right now just because of the point spread. But Allie's been counted out before, and she's overcome. So it's going to be a tough situation. But unfortunately, Allie's 1 versus 2 because Kaz will do everything she can to help Leah in this situation.
All right, I love it. The diplomatic answer, love it. Thanks for spending some time with us, Craig. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll see you on the playoffs coming up here shortly at the end of the month on ESPN.
Absolutely, guys. Thanks for all you do.
All right, Craig Skinner, headman at Kentucky, of course, a national title, Kentucky in 2021. What a remarkable program he has built. Been in the tournament every single year. He's been the head coach at Kentucky, 19 seasons.
Allie Linehan, a huge part of that title, by the way. Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite coaches in the game, so we really appreciate him coming on and joining us.
And I hope you've been enjoying the volleyball, too, while we're talking to Craig Skinner. I've seen some ridiculous digs already. Linehan pass there. It'll find Tori Dixon on the right-hand side, and she will put it, as she has done, at a professional level, the top level, for more than a decade. Number 23 in orange.
A member of our all-position team that was already announced this weekend in the middle, along with Molly McCage, along with Willow Johnson, and a 4th member, Nutsara. 4 players from Team Linehan on that all-position team, which, of course, has already been named. But tonight, all the battle is about landing in the top 4 spots on the leaderboard and earning a medal.
That ball tipped over the edge, so Team Edmond with the early advantage. The climb only gets steeper if Team Edmond takes this first set, and dare I say impossible.
Yeah, it's such a huge gap for Allie to overcome that it's going to take the win points, not just the stat points. And when we say win points, we're saying she might need the sweep, actually. So every set, vitally important. And because of that, you're going to see her go for a challenge right here. They can't allow this gap to grow any bigger.
Yeah, pair of captains challenges per set per team, so plenty of opportunities to challenge the referees. Referencing that gap, coming in, it was 296 points separating Edmond from Linehan. If you do a whole bunch of math, what you come down to is it's possible, but it's going to take Leah Edmond's worst performance on the weekend, and maybe a little bit worse than that, alongside Team Linehan, her best performance on the weekend, and maybe a little bit better than that.
Yeah. And she's capable of performing better than she has this weekend. As we said, in weeks 3 and 4, she just absolutely went off.
Twice over 1,000 points.
Yes, it was a disastrous week 2. It was her first time in the captain's chair. And Leah Edmond has spoken to the fact that she landed in the captain's chair early in her career here at AU in season 1. It was a little shaky. Last year, never landed in that captain's chair and was really able to just soak in Athletes Unlimited, learned so much that season.
So she eclipsed 1,000 points in a weekend. In week 2, 155.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oof.
It was a rough one. It was a rough one. But I just am shocked at her ability to rebound from that. I think it says so much about the way she plays the game of volleyball. Just puts her head down. Puts her head down and keeps working.
Looking for a touch there at the net. I'll tell you the thing that strikes me in this replay, forget the actual replay, is the height of Allie Linehan at the point of attack.
I so often find myself looking at those as well. Like, we're supposed to be watching for touches, and I'm just awed by the athleticism of these players' heads above the net.
Just watch Claire Chaussee, another dynamic attacker on the outside, and Brooke Nuneviller. Brooke Nuneviller's team coming out with a victory 70-63 over Team Hens to end their 2023 campaign. That was a battle for 3rd and 4th. Nuneviller looking like she's going to be on the podium as Linehan gets the kill there. Linehan pretty much, well, is assured of 2nd. The question is, can she get to 1st?
Another player to keep an eye on, and this one is Natalia Valentina Anderson, who is setting for Team Edmond. Leah Edmond has chosen her first in the last 3 drafts. They've got quite a rhythm going, and Natalia Valentina Anderson coming in this match is the highest point scorer of this weekend. She is playing some great volleyball, and of course, all the wins they're racking up is helping her as well.
Damaris Velez Augusto, the law firm of defense with the dig, and Aaron Ferris with the kill.
Coming into week 5, we've talked about the fact that fresh legs might pay dividends. And Erin Ferris, who is limited in her playing time in the first couple of weeks here at Athletes Unlimited, has come in with a nice little punch of energy for Team Linehan here in this 5th week.
Erin Ferris, 3rd year in the league, grown part of the PEC now, part of the leadership of this league, as Natalia Valentin-Anderson collects the kill there. You can't come up with enough good adjectives. Superlative comes to mind for Natalia Valentin-Anderson and her play in this week in particular.
She's such a fun setter to watch, but she's a complete volleyball player. Last year, she was the runner-up for the Defensive Player of the Year as a setter. She just plays the entire game so well.
Nati, as she's known, to the outside. Fairs again. Oh, this time it's a smart chip down over the small blocker of Valentin-Anderson.
Yeah, liking the change up there by Fairs early. And if she can come up with a few kills, I think it takes a little offensive pressure off Allie Linehan as well, which could really help them.
As good as Valentin-Anderson is, she's still only 5'6". Dixon does a nice job taking the attacker out of the equation. In transition, that won't be the case. Here comes Leah. Yes, winner again.
When I think about Leah this season, it is about power and purpose. She put the work in the off season, and it is paying off. We're seeing it on the court. She just overpowers the block time and time again. Great leaping ability, and you can just tell she's on a mission.
Serving so far has done a good job of neutralizing a normally deadly Molly McCage. Number 5 in the front row, and has that ball go inside of her off the tip from Leah Edmond. You just gave a couple of adjectives about Leah Edmond. I had a few written down here. Experience, training, preparation, care, capability, focus.
Yeah.
She's ready for the responsibility.
Yeah. Purpose, I mean, absolutely. She came into the season with a goal in mind. This wasn't about having fun.
Oh, no, she wanted the win.
She wanted the win. And so many players preparing to move on to a spring season of professional volleyball on the shoulders of Athletes Unlimited as more professional volleyball will be played in the United States in the spring. So this is a great training ground for them.
Willow Johnson with the absolute rip there. The Arizona native playing close to home for these 5 weeks. And now the ace, the mesmerizer.
Placement, 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 all about location. You know, sometimes it's not the hardest hit ball, but making passers move and going at the seams. That's what Willow Johnson did there.
For every ace during this year's Athletes Unlimited volleyball season, Aspiration has committed to planting 10 trees. Willow Johnson just put 10 more on planet Earth. As that ball goes inside McCage again. We had 1,260 trees committed coming into the weekend thanks to Aspiration support. We talked about Cats on the Pins, what they've done in college volleyball, and now what they're doing in pro volleyball. That's a flashback to when they went out on tour, pros going home to play. What a special moment that was. There's Craig Skinner alongside Leah Edmond in her All-American season, and then that national title for the Kentucky Wildcats, who continue to matter in the national scene.
Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
you can't be a champion, especially in our sport, without 5 other girls being on your team. And 5 other people and 3 or 4 people on the bench. You can't do it by yourself. We have 44 girls here who are incredible. We have Olympians here. We have some of the best volleyball players to ever come out of their country, and I think it would be a huge honor to just be able to make it that far. And I think it shows the teams I was able to put together, because I think you can't win this whole league without your team. And so I think it's not only an award for me, but for all the teams that I got to put together, because we had to win together in order to get to the point. So it definitely won't be, even though it's a singular medal, it definitely won't be single to me. It'll definitely be for every person that I got to play with this year that put me in a position to be able to do that.
Welcome back to Athletes Unlimited. Team Edmond is winning 15-11 in the first set over Team Linehan. But all eyes, we know, are going to be on the leaderboard tonight because there's some pretty shiny hardware up for grabs. But in addition to the 4 medals that are up for grabs, there are also 3 awards that can be won by any player that are voted on by players and facilitators. First one is the Middle Blocker of the Year, a new addition this year. A few names come to mind: Kaz Brown, Molly McCage, Tori Dixon. You're spoilt for choice in the middle between these 2 teams. You've also got Defensive Player of the Award. That's the only one the Unlimited Club gets to vote on as well. Morgan Hentz won it last year, but if it doesn't go to a libero, I wouldn't be surprised to see Natalia Valentin Anderson get in the running there too. And my favorite award, Teammate of the Year, won last season by Rai Santos. That was refined this year. Players have been recording feedback on each other all season long based on on-court and off-court interactions. So there's some data to back up the decision-making. Who knows? Karis Watson, Aaron Fares, Alicia Childress. The votes are in, somebody knows, and the winner will be revealed at the end of this match.
Key, I am anxiously awaiting results. You've got me on the edge of my seat, I have to be honest. Like, I really can't wait to see. There's so many good choices.
Do you know what? And there are so many good players on both of these 2 teams, in addition to the teams we just saw. But again, Athletes Unlimited are great humans and great volleyball players, and that's what's so fun about it.
Can you vote for yourself?
You would, Kevin, wouldn't you?
Well, I was just tallying the votes for Announcer of the Year, Key, and I was looking at your card.
I already got the medal, you can see, right? So I think the votes are in.
She's got a point there.
That's right. Key Michael is a champion already.
There's so interesting moments ago as we listened in on Leah Edmond speaking about the season and what it would mean to win to her. And you can tell she's a 3rd-year veteran of Athletes Unlimited because of the number of times she referenced building a team. She understands how important that piece of the puzzle is.
All right, that ball is through the block. As Team Edmond is closing in quickly on a first set victory and even more distance for their leader and our current #1, Leah Edmond. auprosports.com/membership. That is where you can go to support the league. Become a member, support volleyball, as well as the other sports that Athletes Unlimited is running throughout the season. Get all the updates and information you need to be a fan. All right, 3 down. Team Linehan looking for a little service pressure here. That ball snapped right on the back line.
That's right in front of us, and I got to be honest, I thought there was no chance for that. I thought that was definitely sailing long, and then as you mentioned, it was all about the snap at the finish of her swing there that Kayazo is able to catch the end line.
Willow Johnson off the block and out of bounds.
Willow Johnson has really been a key piece of the puzzle for Allie Linehan in terms of her team building. It starts with Molly McCage for her. Molly McCage's success on the slide opens things up for Allie Linehan. And then to have Willow Johnson, who is a member of that all-position team as an opposite, to be able to spread the net. And also we've seen Willow with a lot of success attacking out of the back row.
Kaz Brown attacking out of the front row, stab up. And here comes Fares. Kaz Brown again. Did that one hit the cable? I think it was on the cable. It won't matter as that ball goes down. And the point will go to Team Linehan. We now have Ari Cruz in the chair live during this first set. Ari, you played a couple different roles for this team as you approach trying to get Allie Linehan to the top step of the podium here. What's your role tonight? How did you frame your own experience?
Well, tonight, so far, probably I'm just gonna come enter and serve from the back row and then just control a little bit of passing. Right now we just controlling, and that's a block. Sorry. And So just here helping out, like whatever we need so far. So we had a slow start at the beginning, but right now we're 18, 17. We're still catching up, so there's still game.
Ari, you're a veteran to this league, and I'm not even sure if you're aware of this, but this weekend you set a record. You have the most career set wins when you recorded your 70th this weekend. Can you believe that?
Thank you. I didn't know. So I'm just here, you know, try to have fun and try to keep giving my experience to younger players.
What did you guys pick apart from last night's match?
Sorry?
What did you guys take from last night's match? How did you take that match apart after you guys struggled?
Well, the thing, like, yeah, it's just about keep pushing. The best thing we did, like, we came out with a win in the third set, even though that we didn't win the game. So, you know, just try to keep pushing and have fun. That's a part of it.
All right, the comeback looks good right now. Thanks, Ari.
Thanks, you guys.
19-18 Team Linehan on the strength of the whip of Willow Johnson on that last one. Good touch, Nutsara with the dig. Back to Johnson, no swing. Linehan another dig. Molly McCage whips out the pause, and that'll be an assist for her, a kill for Fairs, and we're tied at 19. A look at those career point leaders. Ari Cruz up there.
Yeah, 3 years here at AU, and you can see that she has been a big-time contributor, of course, right at the top. Batani De La Cruz, who was the runner-up in season 1 and the champion a season ago, and then Leah Edmond hot on her heels.
Another opportunity for the lead for Team Linehan. No. And the creativity of Nutsara has been celebrated. Oh. What do you think of that one?
Man, she is just, watching her is so much fun, and Molly McCage will say playing with her is so much fun. She never faces the same place on the court. You know, you never know where she's going to throw the ball. And she and Molly now, it just seems like have a body language ability to communicate with one another. They've played together enough over the course of the season, and it's becoming just a great connection.
That ball might have been down. Might see a challenge here from Team Linehan. They did not win the point, but forget it. Erin Fairs rolls that one off the heel of her hand, looking like Nick Lucena on that play.
And Nutsara tends to do that when she's pulled off the net. You would expect the offense to become slower. She'll stop those feet and create tempo to the pin. And her outside hitters are ready for it. And they find ways to create kills.
Tight to the net, perfect to the outside. Touch from Nutsara.
Big time deflection.
Transition to Molly with the kill. McCage again. And they lead. Team Linehan finally on top.
It was a struggle a bit last night for Team Linehan, but guess what? Not for Molly McCage. She's the only player in the league hitting over 400 on the season, and last night she goes 12 kills on 20 attempts for 500 hitting efficiency.
For Molly McCage, it's kind of light work. Back-to-back matches, she hit 617 last weekend. Molly McCage, another one of those players who's been doing a variety of different jobs, toying with the idea of being full-time again as a player, and she's going right back after Athletes Unlimited, who has given her a volleyball rebirth to be a full-time player. This league and the involvement with it, both on the court and off it, has changed the trajectory of Molly McCage's life.
She's been a big part of the player executive committee, a part of, you know, building Athletes Unlimited. She's so vested in this, and just watching her play, wow, she has a lot of good volleyball ahead of her yet to come.
Edmond getting a lot of work here. Nutsara getting some touches, and that is not coming back. Shelly Fanning cleaning house.
Big finish there for Fanning. That is really the one position on this team that changed from a week ago to today. And then even within this match, within this weekend, we've seen a couple different middle blockers.
Big point. Where do you go? Maybe Linehan middle back. Nope, she's down. Have to go to Fairs. Tries to slice off another winner, and instead Team Edmond will lead 23-21.
Service pressure so important right now, because if they can keep Molly McCage off the attack, it becomes much easier to defend.
Thought we might get a timeout there, and we do. A 3-0 run from Edmond has Team Linehan calling timeout. And you can take the chance to go to auprosports.com/fantasy. You can pick your own team and enjoy it. We're enjoying set number 1. Team Linehan needs a comeback. Molly McCage would be a key cog. Team Edmond, a key push of 3-0 to be up 23-21. Listen, the Air National Guard's motto is always ready, always there. The Air National Guard proudly partners with Athletes Unlimited in supporting players who are constantly ready to compete for the top spot. Let's find out who climbed their way up the leaderboard rankings this week to earn the title of Air National Guard's Mover of the Week. Missy, I believe you have this.
It happened. Setter for Team Edmond, Natalia Valentin Anderson. She has more leaderboard points coming into tonight's match than anyone this weekend at 645. She has her team hitting at such a high efficiency, 336 in last night's match. And I feel like Natalia is just having too much fun. She is enjoying this team.
Natalia Valentin Anderson, a veteran of this group, a veteran Olympian, a veteran of the Puerto Rican national team. And I think playing her best volleyball in this weekend.
I would agree.
As our leaderboard will drop in, we approach the end of this first set. Key side out here. Key dig from Natalia Valentin Anderson.
Again,
right back to McCage. Collision notwithstanding, ball is played up and put away by Edmond. About to put her hands, maybe the first one, on the championship.
Yeah, that was a huge rally by Team Edmond. The dig by Natalia Valentin Anderson on that first attack from Molly McCage to twice stop the Molly McCage slide.
First set point to extend her already substantial lead. Team Edmond looking for it. Johnson, deep corner, dug by Anderson again. But blocked, saved by Ferris and McCage.
The defense of Natalia Valentin Anderson just on display here in this first set.
Yeah, you wanted to highlight her, and then she goes and makes 2 plays. Whittemore Adamas is a little bit long, but it might be pretty good. Second chance to close it. Done. Shelly Fanning puts a stamp on set 1. 25-22.
Well, they've kept it close enough that our overall aggregate score is still definitely up in question, but set 1, all we had hoped for.
So, Team Edmond trying to close it out for their captain. Got a good push mid-set from Team Linehan, but in the end, a good run finishes it 25-22. Natalia Valentin Anderson leading the charge.
volleyball allowed me to be myself. Like, I can be very aggressive and sassy, and you know, some sports, especially contact sports, were not the thing for me in terms of that, but having a net in between it and being able to take my anger out on a ball makes things a lot better. But just being able to play a sport that is so individualized, of you get to play your type of volleyball. There isn't a specific way to play volleyball. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and volleyball really plays into what those are. And so it's just a joy to be able to play a sport that really lets me be myself.
An individual title, but a team sport. Gets 6 kills from Genesis Collazo, does Leah Edmond, and a 25-22 victory in that first set. Now, what's it like to play with Leah Edmond? We take you into the action with the Air National Guard and Leah.
Let's go. One more. Yelling. One more. Kaz, watch short ball from the front. Yeah. Tip! Come on. Yes! Good job. Hey, I'm gonna take a step up. Yeah. Go! Yes! Yeah, it's a little rocky, but we're finding it. We just gotta find it a little bit. Go! Yes! Let's go! Doing good things, though. We just need to clean up little things and we're good. Hey, serve, let's try to keep aiming for seams around Allie, not on her body. Okay?
Feels like there's been a youth movement here at Athletes Unlimited this season, and it has a lot to do with Leah Edmond. We mentioned her ability to build teams. Well, let's back it up to week 1. And the draft picks from Leah Edmond, this team had such a collegiate flair, and her familiarity with the talent coming to this league, some new players fresh out of college, was absolutely on display in that first draft when she picked up Allie Linehan, Sydney Hilly, when she picked up Jenna Rosenthal. She had so many young players. Danielle Hart was on that roster. So many players who have gone on to be really successful over the course of the season, and a lot of those players have landed themselves in the captain's chair since week 1. We've seen Morgan Hintz in that captain's chair, Sydney Hilly, Allie Linehan, but the success they had week 1 on that particular team, they just blew through opponents, put all those players at the top of the leaderboard, and since then, we've seen those players getting to build their own teams and trying to learn from Leah.
Yeah, set up Leah for a championship chase, which has been her goal from the very start. Her own play has carried it throughout. Here's Edmond again. This time rolling it. Amaris Velez Augusto releases from the defensive position to pick it up. Both liberos making plays, adding points to their totals. As that ball is blocked, Linehan looked like she got a piece of it. With more on Team Edmond and Leah Edmond, here is P. Michael.
Well, I spoke to Leah before the match because I just wanted to ask how she is feeling. Is she nervous? Are there any butterflies? She said, absolutely not. I'm feeling great. I hit my goal. I am active for the last game of the match, and that's all I was aiming for. So I think she's just playing really calm, really free, and not much pressure on herself, and it's looking good.
Not making it through healthy is always a concern.
Yeah, interesting that would be her comment, because I know she put so much work in the offseason to prepare her body. And so you see that is such a huge goal of hers, to be fit and prepared throughout the season and to see that pay off.
Dixon gets the delivery out of the middle from Nutsara Tomcom. Speaking of making it through a season healthy, Tori Dixon as well celebrating that.
That's a great point. Yeah, everyone was so excited for her to be a part of this season. She was supposed to play in the inaugural season and was not able to due to injury. So to have her be a part of season 3 was just so exciting. And now to see her here in this final match, this very meaningful final match, to see her on the all-position team, just a great conclusion to the season.
Tori was injured right before the season began in season 1. She was a starter on the USA national team right before an Olympic Games and had a knee injury. There are no guarantees in this game. Linehan, full wind up, roll shot, dug. Johnson. We're going through the stats from set 1. Seems like to me Linehan needs a little bit more from a certain position.
I think they can get more out of Willa Johnson, as you pointed out very quickly after that first set, and I have to agree. I think that she is very capable. We know what she's done over the course of the season, and it really spreads the net. It only helps Allie Linehan if they can create a little more offense at that right pen.
Overhead, Valentina Anderson looking for Collazo, a net violation. Was not taken there. That was from the previous play, so that ball hit out of bounds.
And speaking to stats from set one, interesting, Allie Linehan, as she steps back to serve, had 4 kills, and guess what? Leah Edmond had 4 kills, so they are dueling right now.
And that's not going to be enough.
No,
especially
it will
when you're using
not.
set points.
As we keep up with Leah's stats, though, if she could break into double-digit kills, she will be only the 4th player ever at Athletes Unlimited to earn double-digit kills in all 15 matches over the course of the season.
See the live leaderboard tracking there, 320 points. The math quite easy at the moment. Edmond with that lead. Remember, there are 140 win points left, so not quite half of that is available just by winning sets. You have to go on a Betty De La Cruz kind of tear if you're Allie Linehan. Aaron Ferris cut shot, running into it was Vanderweyde. Do you go to the captain? Nope, outside to Ferris, who's getting a lot of offensive run, and she finds the winner there.
I would love to know. I want to be in Nutsara's head. I would love to know, because as a spectator, I can't tell when she makes the decision as to who she's going to set. She does such a good job being deceptive with her hands and where she faces. I wish I knew when she made that decision herself. Like, how late is it that she finally makes that decision as to where she's going to go?
Well, here's another question. How aggressive is Allie Linehan going to be with that? How aggressive is she going to be as that ball is popped up and saved? Middle's doing defense, and Key Michael, she's jumping up and down on the far side of the court because Tori Dixon made a heck of a defensive effort there.
I feel like so often when we're celebrating middles playing defense, guess what? It happens to be one middle in particular. Tori Dixon is a good defender, by the way. Look at this, laying out to her left, and it pays off with a point for Team Linehan.
Vanderweyde with the kill. All-position team member this year, Tori Dixon at the middle blocker spot. Molly Cage, the other honoree, along with Nutsara Tomcom. A lot of talent on this Team Linehan side.
Natalia Valentina Anderson was the mover of the week, but Lindsay Vanderweyde, another big mover here late in the Athletes Unlimited season.
So back to where I was going before, Dixon's excellent defense was how aggressive will Lindsay Vanderweyde be as a net violation when Team Edmond goes by. With telling Nutsara Tomcom, you have to set me every ball.
Right.
Everyone else who's a veteran of this league knows that it might just go that way, maybe should go that way.
Right.
To get your captain who's in second place to earn some points. Because without that, without getting 80% of the attempts here, you're not going to come back and win. You need those attempts.
And I can tell you right now, it's not the type of player that Allie is.
Well, and if you're a young player, too.
That. Exactly.
Right. It's her first year as a pro.
Right.
She's going to demand of Nutsara Tomcom, who's been playing professionally for, a decade and a half.
Yes.
You have to set me every ball.
Right.
This is how it is.
Yeah. Not going to happen. And it's one of the reasons that we like Allie so much, quite honestly. She's a pleasure to be around.
And it isn't happening right now as Willa Johnson gets a piece of it, but it is a little bit too far and out of reach. She's not getting a ton of opportunities. If I look down, Aaron Ferris has 14 attempts. Allie Linehan has 19. Willa Johnson has 11. Well, that should read 25 or 28 if you were really feeding one person the opportunity to win this title.
And the issue is that, to me, it's not even about points for Allie Linehan. It's maybe to the detriment of her team just to win the set. I think they need more of Allie, quite honestly.
Yeah, those two things align.
Yes, absolutely.
7-7.
These are the errors. We saw this in match one, where you look in the front row and you see who's available. Allie Linehan and Molly McCage can't have serves into the net in that rotation.
Excellent point.
Got to get points there.
Nice service, Valentine Anderson. What's so difficult about this serve?
You know, Nadi's serve, I mean, honestly, you're talking to a setter who's never passed a ball, so every serve looks difficult to me, to be quite honest with you. Passing is just terrifying. But with Nadi, there's so much like movement on the ball. It's moving, it's diving. It's just, it's a knuckleball, I think I would have to say.
White with the dig, transition. Edmond into the pin, and that will pull Natalia Valentine Anderson off of the line and be some negative points for Leah Edmond. Negative 12 for that attack error.
Yeah, efficiency is at a premium in Athletes Unlimited. I think it's always interesting to point out a kill +8, a hitting error -12. So it is vital to be efficient.
Right side, Edmond's getting a lot of run here. That ball's too tight and low. And there's where I think you would have gone to Linehan. The bump set finally finds her.
But instead, it's all the out-of-system balls right now.
Kill from Collazo, who continues to benefit Leah Edmond. That's her 7th kill on 15, one of her better outputs. So Team Edmond opening up a lead, and we open up Key Michael.
Well, Collazo, currently the top scorer on Team Edmond, and she and Van de Weyder have actually gone pretty under the radar almost all season, but actually the two of them hold the league best win record this season, 11-3. Another win today could match that single season mark for most wins held by Veronica Stone last season. But Collazo is with Edmond for the 4th time, and she's been switching over just to Team Hens for that 1 week in week 3. But Edmond said she drafted her because she's so consistent, doesn't make errors, gets the kill when needed. In fact, she has only 30 errors in attack all season long. Collazo agreed that the two balance each other out so well. Leah has a lot of composure, makes me feel calm, and she said, I've been loving it.
Well, Collazo, too, a shutdown blocker on the right-hand side, Key. She had 21 blocks coming into the weekend. That was far and away better than any other opposite.
And I think that's the point. She just doesn't make those errors. She's consistent. She's doing her job, so she's not flashy. But Leah Edmond said, I'm the one who's going to get those big kills. I just need someone to kind of keep the balance for me. Yeah,
if you want a little contrast for a right side blocker, Nutsara Tomcom, who has played this entire season as well. Going to the front row, has 4 blocks.
We're really seeing the complementary players for Leah Edmond, as you've talked about, Key, Van de Weyder, Collazo, shine. And they have just really stepped up and emerged in this final weekend. And you mentioned the fact that they now lead the league in wins. Morgan Hintz came out, went 9-0 to start the season and just owned that top spot in terms of wins to start the season. But it was last night that they leapfrogged her and took that spot over. And they've just been key pieces of team building, key pieces of the puzzle. And we're seeing it pay off now.
Team Edmond trying to get away with a lead. I think Team Linehan is getting a little hyper-aggressive from the service line.
Feeling like you have to create something when you go back there, for sure.
They've created a couple of points on successive rotations. That one, ooh, just long.
Closer than I initially thought it would be. It looked like there was a lot of air under that one, and then it just dropped out. Sasa entering the match for Collazo here.
The Olympic gold medalist. Another Olympian. Brown. Johnson right side. That ball was way outplayed anyway. Second shot at it, Johnson. Another high swing. To your point, Tori Dixon, more defense. More defense. Chip shot winner, Van de Weyder off speed.
Van de Weyder just showing off her shots. Several out-of-system situations there where Vanderweider was just having to swing into a big block time and time again, but managing this load so well, moving the ball around and finding that corner for a kill.
Maybe some of that time she spent playing a little bit of beach there when she was at Oregon. Stuffed inside the block. It will be kept alive. McCage down low. Back up. Johnson wide open net. Got it.
There's a nice one-on-one opportunity. They forced Molly McCage to make first contact there, probably hoping to keep her off of a tight slide or a quick in front. And they do, but then it just creates a spread net here. Nutsara wisely goes behind, seeing Kaz Brown out there following Molly McCage around.
Nice overhead throw. What a delivery from Valentina Anderson. That looked like an owl going all the way out there. So Team Edmond hasn't really gotten away. It's been kind of a workmanlike performance to a 3-point lead. Kaz Brown, been known for her blocking, also providing some offensive punch. Thursday night on ESPN2, women's basketball doubleheader as the season gets underway. 6 Eastern, number 18 Florida State hosts number 11 Tennessee, followed by number 3 Iowa versus number 8 Georgia Tech. Be sure and tune in for that. Right now, it is 15-12 in the second set, 40-34 overall. Team Edmond and Leah Edmond in the hunt for a national individual title. Actually, it's international. It's the only one in the entire world, and she's doing it behind the setting of Nati. An extraordinary setting performance this weekend.
Yeah, these two have really become a dynamic duo. Nadia has been her first choice in the draft the last 3 weeks, and it's paid off because they have such familiarity now with one another, but it's paying off with this entire team because Natalia Valentina Anderson, look at the dive to the floor and the scoop set to the outside, and she still places it in the perfect window. She has this ability to set balls from the floor as she throws one behind to Kaz Brown. She can... Her strength is that the balls she delivers from all over the court, they're not just hittable, but they're killable. She was able to put her hitters in a good position time and time again. Right now, her team is +9 in the kills category, and compared to where Team Linehan is right now, and they're hitting .270 on the match. That is a direct reflection of the play of Natalia Valentina Anderson.
With more on Nati, Key.
Well, we know she's fantastic in the set, a crucial piece of this puzzle for the Edmond side. But what we haven't talked about, or you have a little bit, 13 digs so far for her in the defense. Now, I went over and spoke to her, and she said, defense is an attitude. It's championship weekend. I'm not letting any of the balls go down. And I'd just like to remind everyone, she was my defensive player of the ward pick. So let the record show.
You might notice a new set of hands out there. Alicia Childress has checked in. She's now going, will she deliver the ball all the time?
It gives them a little, yeah, it gives them a little bigger block in the front row. We have seen over the course of the season, there's times where Nutsara will step out when she's in the front row if it feels like she's become a blocking liability.
Outside, Edmond.
That's why, right there. You see Childress was able to get hands all over that ball from Leah Edmond. Not quite the result they wanted there in that first attack from Leah Edmond trying to challenge Childress. But Childress certainly in better position to put some hands in front of the face of Leah Edmond, make her work.
Childress putting those Nikes to work right away. Hope they're warmed up. Cannot be handled off the defense there. And Team Edmond hanging on to that lead. Boy, if they close out this second set, I think we may take the crown and just hand it out.
Again, Shelly Fanning, you see there, 97 and Team Gold. Just the complimentary play from Team Edmond doesn't look so complimentary anymore. It looks like a team full of superstars.
Yeah, Fanning put the kill away to take set number 1 and those 40 points, all important for Leah Edmond. Not only to take them for herself as she takes that kill for herself, but also to deny Allie Linehan. That's an 80-point swing, plus 40 one way and nothing the other.
It's really, a lot of it is about stealing points from the other. You know, those win points are out there for one or the other. Stat points are stat points. They're both going to get their stat points, but those win points are a steal from one to the other.
Yeah, Leah Edmond's piling them up as well. Now 8 kills on 22. She's had better nights, but that is thoroughly effective given what she's been asked to do. On a number of plays, that ball's thrown over. Kendall White diving in. And there's an error from Edmond. So easy come, easy go on some of those points. On the other side for Linehan, keeping track of those stat points. Allie Linehan is only hitting 120. She's 5 of 26.
I think first contact has been a little bit of an issue for Team Linehan because when we've seen as a little of Molly McCage on the slide as we've seen here in this match, that just means first contact isn't there.
There's your complimentary play.
Shelly Fanning, have yourself a night. And then I just love setters who feed the hot hand. I mean, obviously you have to be aware of your matchups, but when you're feeling it, you're feeling it. And that's the way Natalia Valentin-Anderson sets.
I thought you were going to break into like an early holiday song there. Have yourself a fantastic middle kill.
I'm so glad you did that. It's much better than my, I mean, that's much better than my version.
There's a ripper from 37.
Yeah, right now it feels unfortunate that Allie Linehan has been used in out-of-system situations. I don't feel like the ball has gone to her in when all the stars are kind of lining up, when it looks like they have a good rip opportunity.
So our Tom-Com checking back in. So that was a temporary change for some blocking support at the net.
Yeah.
Thrown into Johnson, kept alive, tight again, battle at the net, won by Dixon, and point Linehan.
Now Nutsara trying to create from the service line here, see if they can get a less than stellar swing out of Team Edmond, because I feel like we've seen a whole lot of those. They can just get the setter off the net, something that's a little easier to defend. Good serve.
Vanderweyde. Thrown back by Dixon again. Thrown to the corner, Fares all over it. Middle back. Dug by Tom-Com. Nati almost went full limbo to get there and then delivers to Collazo.
A near collision between Collazo and Nati as they're making their exchange there at the net. And then the last person you think she would set to here is Collazo, because they were all tangled up on the right side. And yet she spins and goes right back to her. That's the key, the unpredictable set.
2 jobs at hand here with Edmond at 20 points. Linehan has to first win this set, then worry about the overall points. They are now trailing by 6 in the total. Make it 7 for the moment at 21-17.
An extended huddle here for Team Linehan as they are trying to hit reset, regroup, see if they can make a run here late.
That's going to be tough. To your point of what's going on the other side, there are a number of players that are constantly applying pressure to the women in orange.
Yeah.
you don't know where it's coming from right now. It's bad enough having to deal with Leah Edmond on a full-time basis, except Kaz Brown's been getting kills. Collazo's had her best offensive form. Vandewaita's had a tremendous weekend.
And I don't think this is a team, aside from Leah Edmond, who obviously sits atop the leaderboard, where you're going to look at any one of these players and think of them as one of the most dominant. This is not a team full of players on the all-position team. And yet, it's a great picture of the sport of volleyball as a team sport, because together, this group has just been so good.
Well, here's the thing. You've talked about Natalia Valentin-Anderson and the way that she's played. And we've seen it not only tonight and just now again, but throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
When all the hitters are hot, you have to credit the setting. So 9 kills for Genesis Collazo as that ball finds the floor. How many kills does Shelly Fanning have?
Okay, I'm guessing 6.
Close.
5.
7. She's 7 of 12.
Way. That's incredible.
Yeah,
it's
she's
just
hitting 500.
such good setting.
Shelly Fanning playing a huge role at the final match of the season. She's been in and out of the lineup. She's driving Leah Edmond at the moment.
Edmond back to the front row.
With a lead, 23-19. We said that Linehan needed a sweep. It might be Edmond with the broom. Along with a whole bunch of friends. Kaz Brown collects that kill. Team Edmond at a set point.
And I think, to your point earlier, interesting setting choice for Team Linehan. Molly McCage available right now, Willow Johnson available right now. She sets outside to Fairs, and I think it caught even Fairs off guard. Complete, misconnection there.
Charging White in the right spot. Transition, kill, Leah Edmond. And that's kind of been the story of the season. Top shelf play from number 12, Leah Edmond.
She has just been a picture of consistency. There have not been lows in her game. The way she has been on the attack with such a purpose. We've seen the power behind her punch. Came into this season so well prepared, and it is really nice to see her hard work paying off.
50-41 is going to be the lead that Leah Edmond carries into set 3. A coronation awaits. She picked her team right, and she's done the work herself. Leah Edmond on the verge of an individual title.
Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
The Book of Unlimited about to get filled in with a new champion. And it's going to be not only the play of Leah Edmond, but the team she has selected in this final week that is going to seal the deal for number 12 and make her the winner and the third and different champion for Athletes Unlimited Volleyball in 3 seasons. Let's head over to Key Michael.
I have Lori, Leah Edmond's mom, with me, and I know the nerves must be shaking a little bit. Are you feeling it right now?
I am feeling it right now. I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm excited or nervous, actually, but yeah.
Do you know how close the race is? And I think it's just about certain that Leah's locked it up. How emotional are you feeling?
I'm going to contain it. I don't want to cry. My husband told me to keep it together. So, yeah, this is just going to mean a lot to her. This is the first season that she's finishing. The first 2 seasons, she didn't get to finish. And so this would be the first time, this is the first time she's getting to play in the final game of the season. And so it's just very exciting, very exciting.
Well, I know she's put in a lot of work behind the scenes. In fact, a couple of the guys from the football team that she was working out with are here.
Yeah, at the University of Arizona and still now at Kentucky, Leah works out with the football players, and she used to work out with these guys in the weight room, and she used to do box jumps and try to do everything that they could do just to be the best that she could be. They're great athletes, and she wanted to be a great athlete just like them.
Well, I can see why she's in such great shape, guys. Thank you so much. A little bit of that medal might belong to you as well. But for your little girl, you told me yesterday when she's out there on the court, she's no longer your little girl. You almost don't recognize her. She is such an incredible athlete, an incredible person. And I don't want to make you cry, but I'm feeling emotional just sitting here as well.
I'm just excited for her. Really proud of her. She works really hard, and she's very passionate about what she does, and you can see that on the court, how passionate she is. So I just praise God for this opportunity for her, and I hope she's taking it all in. I hope she's taking it all in.
She is. Thank you so much for being here, and hey, fingers crossed.
She's taking it all the way home is what she's doing. She's on the way to winning this title. As we are underway in set 3, Kevin Barnett, you just saw Olympian Key Michael. I'm alongside Missy Whittemore for our final set of the season. Outside. See the dueling captains here in set 3. Linehan got just enough of it, and that will run 1-0 here. It's 50-42. Edmond with the overall advantage. So the magic number here is 15 for Team Edmond. If they get 15 points in this set, they will have guaranteed themselves the overall and 60 points.
You know, Athletes Unlimited, such a unique scoring system, and the draft and the way things are played here. And Leah Edmond is just such a great example of a player who has played so well, but has also handled the captain's chair so well. The way that she leads her teams, she's so vocal, very focused, very comfortable in that coaching type role. And then to watch her draft, you know, she has had a plan each week. You can tell when she puts her teams together that she is very conscious of what she's doing.
She's had the same intense look for most of the season,
yeah.
But certainly in warm-ups today. Focused and ready. 50-43. Our overall 2-0 Linehan. It's our Tom Com in the back row and serving.
If it's not broken, don't fix it. They have found something in the middle with Shelly Fanning, and Natalia Valentina-Anderson just keeps feeding it.
Take a look at Leah Edmond here. Gonna block first. Will she get a transition swing? Here it comes. Yeah, you can't dig that, just so you know.
And with that swing, she's now only the 5th player in Athletes Unlimited history to reach double-digit kills in all 15 matches. You know, that is just incredible to think that 3 nights over the course of every week for the last 5 weeks, she's produced double-digit kills for her team. I mean, it's just hard to never have a down night.
Well, I know how much you love double-doubles. She needs one more dig for that. You'd be very excited, Missy Whittemore. That ace is issued.
And I know you'd be very impressed.
No, I don't like them at all. Most worthless stat in volleyball. 2 aces now for Natalia Valentin-Anderson. That's a good stat.
They are better than not double-doubles.
Well, of course, yes. More stats are better than less stats. It's just not that hard to do. Valentin-Anderson got a piece of it. Oh, man. It just trailed back the wrong way.
And every dig, I'm not sure if Natalia Valentin-Anderson is aware of this or not, but every dig for her, every assist for her, every point for her right now is very important because she still has a possibility of moving in to 4th place on the board and earning herself a medal. This has not been fully decided yet. Natalia Valentin-Anderson could be on the podium.
Remember, there's a champion and 3 medals for 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Our champion is guaranteed at this point. Leah Edmonds going to take home the title. That was her goal coming in. She's going to fulfill that destiny.
Beautiful swing there by Leah. Left side, right side, it just doesn't matter.
Ball left, White with a dig. Right side, Collazo has been terrific tonight. Collazo with more defense. She'll get it back on offense, but is stopped by Erin Fairs.
You see the reaction from Team Edmond. They just, if any ball hits the floor, it's like they are just beside themselves. They do not expect anything to hit the floor. They're playing with such intensity.
I love how engaged Leah Edmond is on that play.
Yeah.
She's won the title.
Yeah. She
has to know by now. She knew some of the points coming in. She's not keeping track, but she knows she feels good about the 2-set victories, the lead 54-45. And yet she's still going that hard and that frustrated when she doesn't make the play. She's locked in. So captain's challenge here. Looking at whether this pancake was indeed a pancake or more of a crepe. I think that's pretty thin.
It is very thin.
I'm going to go with no, especially on the spin of the ball.
You are right.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice call.
Captain's challenge successful. Everything going Leah Edmonds' way. From Willow Johnson, and you wonder what the future holds for number 44. If she will continue her professional career, if she's back into playing volleyball full time.
It's a great high, deep swing from Willow. And here we are with Molly McCage back on the floor. Can they create some energy with that slide?
That ball's going to be down.
Yeah.
No challenge necessary. 6-4. Brooke Nuneviller is in there in 3rd. Question now, does Morgan Hintz, who's been on the leaderboard so much this year, stay there, or does Valentin-Anderson pass her? 100 points in this set would do it. Forget the stats.
Since week 2, Hintz has been in the captain's chair. She's maintained a position in that top 4 over the course of the whole season, and it is possible that here at the very end, Natalia Valentin-Anderson could slide past her.
A look at Morgan Hintz there in the middle next to Taylor Bruns-Tegenroot with the goggles. Claire Chaussee far side. Amanda Benson here. All the players gathered for the closing ceremonies that will follow the completion of this match. Our final of 30 on the year. We've seen that aggression not pay off a few times for Linehan as they're trying to do anything they can to destabilize the team of Team Edmond. That
right.
Really, you could put the team in all caps.
Right. There it is.
Blocking out.
Really nice pass from Erin Fairs, sets that up. And it's as easy as that. When they're in system and they can get Molly McCage going on that slide, all of a sudden things just look so much easier. So this is a rotation where they need to keep serves in bounds, see if they can create a little something. Allie Linehan in the front row along with Molly McCage.
Another service there. That's back-to-back.
Yeah, and in the rotation where they just can't afford them. And it almost feels like a little lack of focus. We've gotten into this third set. I think everybody knows, you know, what's on the line. We're coming to the conclusion. To some extent, I think people are pretty aware of the fact that after winning sets 1 and 2, Leah has pretty much locked this down. We'll see if they can contain some focus here and make a push for Team Linehan.
Another point for Team Edmond. Not yet. Second time, yes. An 11-point lead and 9-7 here in the third.
And you know, we've been saying over the course of the weekend, what's the difference for Leah Edmond in this, her third season at AU? Well, obviously her mom touched on part of it. You have to complete the season to score points. She's been healthy. She came into the season very ready, put a lot of work in. But then the big thing has been the efficiency. You saw her there on that second swing with the snap. The first one came back to her, and she's hitting over 300 on the season. So that is just a huge improvement in Leah's game.
All right, we'll ride with the champion here, pending her coronation. Instead, Fanning with another kill. What a critical role she has played.
And Fanning really the one new piece of the puzzle for Team Edmond this week, who was pretty much able to reassemble her team from a week ago. And now Fanning's been with this group for 3 nights here into our final day of play this weekend. And she has really fit right in.
Free ball coming, where do you go? Right side. Dueling opposites. Valentine Anderson almost had it. Instead, it's into the crowd.
But not without some incredibly great effort by Natalia Valentine Anderson. Of course, that is Key's Defensive Player of the Year. And so she's reminding me over there with a pump of the fist. And here's a look at why she got that vote. She is an incredible defender.
Striving for every point that could land her on the podium for the second season in a row after finishing second last year. Edmond cranks that one, 11-9.
For the second time around, as she gives back to serve, they set her at the right pin, and that cross body swing, it is lethal.
Net violation. Hope you're enjoying volleyball right now. Team Edmond with a 3-point lead. It's men's basketball tomorrow on ESPN. Auburn's going to take on number 20 Baylor, 9 Eastern from Sanford Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Basketball season just getting underway. Women's collegiate volleyball season in its waning couple of weeks. A lot of teams with 2 games and a conference tournament to go, some with 6 left in conference play. And then everyone waiting for Selection Sunday coming up right after Thanksgiving.
I can't wait. It's going to be a really good tournament, I have a feeling.
Nearly an ace serve there. That ball's wide.
That near ace you mentioned, Leah took the first contact above her head. And if there was one thing in the first weekend of play that I thought could possibly be an Achilles heel for Leah Edmond, it was serve receive. How would she handle serve receive? Teams went after her in that first weekend. And there was a moment where she looked a little shaky, and yet by the end of the weekend, she had stood her ground and has just been very solid ever since. I think it had a lot to do just where she is mentally, believing in herself, feeling very confident and very prepared.
Got a captain's challenge, and you can focus on the leaderboard here for just a moment. Leah Edmond with an insurmountable lead, but the action's still going with Valentine Anderson trailing now by just 72 points behind Morgan Hentz. Looking up at the scoreboard, 60 of those right now are going to come from the overall. It's 11. They need 2 points to hit their magic number. and give 60 of those back. I like Natalia Valentines-Anderson to chance to end up on the podium once again.
I think I do too. Yeah, and it's a little hard to see Hens, having sat there all season long as a libero, to be in that captain's chair for 4 consecutive weeks. Difficult to see, but it hasn't been a good final weekend for Team Hens. They haven't been able to get the wins. Yeah, 0-3.
And those win points, we often talk about throughout all 3 seasons, how important your team's success is. Vitally, as you mentioned earlier, and a couple of times about the libero needing those team points. She had those team points early on, 9-0 before losing 4-5 coming into tonight and dumped 3 more.
Yeah.
It's been a little bit of a difficult run.
And in this weekend in particular, it felt like her team was a little banged up, had some players dealing with issues. They had people in and out of the lineup, made changes throughout the course of the weekend, and just didn't work in their favor.
Yeah, a tale of 2 seasons for Morgan Hens. And we'll look at the challenge again here. That ball, to me, looked in. Right there.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Ooh, let's see. I'm glad we disagree. This is going to be exciting.
I think it's in. We're going to wait for Julie Boeck to decide.
Was it originally called in?
And the ball is in.
Aww.
That'll be -12 for one Missy Whittemore. I think I'm moving closer to the championship. Key Michael is hoping to get Announcer of the Year. Vote at home if you're an Unlimited Club member. All right, 14-10. Tip, Valentine-Anderson having none of it. Fanning, perfect set, and a kill. (15-10), Leah Edmond and crew sailing into championship waters. It has been an incredible season for Leah Edmond. Kill after devastating kill. You don't want any part of these attacks, as she gets every part of a championship in 2023. (15-10), set 3. Let's go into the action with Allie Linehan.
Hey, let's focus in here. Focus in. Here we go. Again. That's Allie. Great cover. Great cover. Nice cover. Yes. Yes. Okay, Shelly. Don't you ever bounce the ball like that ever again, okay? It's kind of disrespectful. Nice job, baby. Hey, that's open. That's open. Perfect. Keep doing it. And Aaron. Yes! Sorry, yes. Here we go. Don't let up here. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
That chatter back and forth between the net is such a fun part of this, as these players, of course, are moving teams from week to week, playing with each other, playing against each other. Obviously, a lot of deep relationships formed.
Whether it's been the mic'd up segments going into the action or the chair chats, players stopping by, sometimes mid-play, like, I gotta go back in. I want to thank them for their openness and willingness to, in the midst of battle, spend a little time with us and give you some insight, take you into a deep dive and what it's like to be a professional volleyball player for Athletes Unlimited. That ball is put away by Molly McCage. Sam Fisher did all the mic work. We saw him delicately attaching durable microphones that worked throughout.
Very durable, yes.
That ball's long.
Felt like Linehan maybe chipping away there.
The overall is gone. It's gone at 15, so a little extra insurance there. That's going to be another 60 points into the side of Leah Edmond.
And into the pocket of Natalia Valentina Anderson, who is making a charge for a medal right now.
Excellent point. Natalia Valentina Anderson getting ever closer.
Going to get a substitution now for Team Linehan. Ari Cruz into the back row as we'll see her serve. We've seen some misses from the service line tonight on both sides of the net.
Ari Cruz. What does her volleyball future hold? Been an international volleyball mercenary for well over a decade. Will she be coaching or continuing to play by next year? Always a question with Ari, who has so much to give to another generation of players.
And I think her intention is to continue to play professionally right here in the United States.
Play as much as you can.
Yeah.
Cage is dug, is put back over. That will not be a kill for Kendall White. Nearly. Nice up. Scramble play on both sides. Outside, Linehan pushes to the end. Sasa with the dig. Another dig from the Olympian. Where do you go? Kaz Brown. That might draw a challenge. Can she get there? Yes, a touch, but it's in the crowd, and they love it.
And you hear the applause from the crowd, much deserved. Nomaris with the pancake, Ali Linehan all over the place in that rally, and then the final swing. But look at this, even on the final swing, I mean, they just will not give up. Defense breeds defense, doesn't it? It feeds on from one player to the other, from one team to the other.
The set very much still in doubt here. Team Edmond with just a 3-point lead. Can be 2 on the side out. Gonna have to be a pretty clean side out game. There you go from Ali Linehan. And they're gonna have to find a way to get to Team Edmond. It's been hard from the service line.
It really has.
Had a tough time riding the balance of pressure to errors.
Yeah, Ali Linehan knows a thing about hard. The kills have been really hard to come by for her. It's this few rotations here where she has Natalia Valentina Anderson in the front row where she might have a little better look.
Bears provides a chance. Linehan misses.
And isn't that the case so often when that shorter setter is up there, you know it and you know the shot is there and it can create errors as you're going aggressively for that line.
It's very similar to a scouting report. How much do you play to another team's weaknesses versus just playing to your own strengths?
Yep.
Oh, what a set. Ahead in the kill. Valentina Anderson can do no wrong in this week.
This team it's like watching a well choreographed dance right now. The way that they are just working together out there, Team Edmond. They're owning the gold jersey, that's for sure.
Absolutely. What a fine team performance overall. Certainly keyed by number 27, their setter, Natalia Valentina Anderson. Setting the standard for that position in this year.
Yeah.
Johnson, not a lot of spin on it. Was it in? Yes, it was. To the long side to the corner. Linehan, will she take a swing? No, roll. Edmond rolls that one way long. For every ace during this year's Athletes Unlimited volleyball season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. We had more than 1,200 trees committed coming in. We've had a few aces in this one to add to that total. Your planet's getting better because of Aspiration and Athletes Unlimited. Count another kill for Leah Edmond. He's just piling them up along with everybody else. 12 now for Edmond. Check that. 15 for Edmond, 11 for Cayasso, 10 for Fanning in her best match of the season.
And Edmond, the first team to 20. Both these teams just playing so hard. It really feels like they're leaving it all out there. But you have to wonder, is there enough left in the tank for Team Linehan to make one more push?
I like the idea there from Willow Johnson, just didn't get over the top of it. Will it be a sweep to the championship? It's looking like it may be for Leah Edmond. Trying to put a stamp on it.
She's played with a lot of composure tonight, though. You would never know it was championship night. As you mentioned earlier, that same look on her face throughout the season. Very focused.
Those loose lug nuts, I think, finally coming off on the side of Team Linehan. Outside Johnson, no swing. Dig for Edmond. There's another dig. That'll add to her total. Still looking for that fourth place spot. And how about the assist to go with it to Cayasso, 23-17. The chance to add to your points is still here if you're Natalia Valentina Anderson.
And could there be MVP points on the table for Natalia Valentina? Who do you choose for MVP on this Team Edmond tonight? I don't even know. We need 6 MVPs tonight for Team Edmond.
Shelly Fanning has to be in there,
absolutely,
along with Genesis Cayasso.
Yes.
I think Edmond is a nice choice, but I'm going with the setter, Natalia Valentina Anderson.
Yeah.
And not in that order necessarily.
No, I agree. I agree. Cayasso, Fanning, Natalia Valentina Anderson, I'm not sure you can keep them out of it.
In the ultimate team game, you love that your teammates are carrying you at the end.
Yeah, 100%.
Or rowing right along with you. No? It's not as though you need to carry someone who's hitting 280 with 15 kills.
This is true.
Valentina Anderson continues to do magical things. That roll shot will take us to the precipice of the finale. 24-18. Edmond trying to close out 2023.
And Valentina Anderson, just a little setting artist out there right now.
All right, one more shot. Yeah, why not give Banksy there, number 27, a chance to freestyle on the last point here.
Exactly.
I say make the hardest set possible.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. Put a capper on it. Not yet. Aaron Fair is still fighting.
Gonna make them earn it. Good pass, ball to Fanning here, perhaps.
win this point, Natalia Valentin-Anderson gets on the podium. That ball's tight. Fairs trying to chip through the hands. Valentin-Anderson, Collazo, right side, no. Team Linehan will not go quietly into the dark. That ball is long, and they cannot believe it. Challenge called. Well, this would be a little anticlimactic, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would. It does feel like maybe for the first time tonight, though, Team Edmond feeling the moment, knowing just how close they are with their inability to close it out here at the end, or perhaps they did. Let's take another look.
I think that's in.
I do too.
Unfortunately.
I know.
Unfortunately.
It's not how I wanted it to end.
They think so. They've just seen it on the big board. So Team Edmond might close this out. 75-62. Well, 75-61. They unwind that extra point. And they don't. The ball is out.
Okay.
All right, so we both take -12, but it's better for the overall here.
I'm actually at -24.
Fourth
but
chance.
It's counted.
Fourth chance to close it. Linehan, another dig. Ball's too low. The women in orange will not go away. The crowd now solidly on the Linehan side, 24-22. It is a 5-1 run.
And the biggest factor right now is really just the points for Natalia Valentin-Anderson.
Dixon has to keep it in. She does. Fanning trying to tip to win it, and she does. It says Edmond wins the set. Well, she wins the set, the match, and the championship.
Yes, she does. Well deserved. A complete player from weekend one until this very last match.
16 kills from Leah Edmond in her final match of Athletes Unlimited 2023. She'll add to that 16 digs. That is a nice square performance there.
Yeah.
12 kills from Genesis Collazo. Shelly Fanning checking in with 11 for the moment, according to the official score. On the other side, in a losing performance, Willow Johnson with 11, and Erin Fairs with 10. Allie Linehan's going to check in with 9, and she will finish in second place in her rookie season. An incredible result as well.
Oh, absolutely. And Natalia Valentin-Anderson just dazzled us with her play. She had played so incredibly well this entire weekend. She certainly deserves a spot on the podium.
75-63, and a clean 180 team points have gotten Leah Edmond to the championship key.
My goodness, the stars were aligned for the Comets tonight. Team Edmond. And how does it feel to finally be here in this 5th week, and you did it?
I'm so excited. My only goal was literally to make it through an AU season because I've never done it before, and so I'm just really happy that I got to play. But it was the greatest group to end with. I mean, they were amazing. The personalities were amazing. I love all of them dearly.
Well, I listened in on that last time out just a few minutes ago, and it seemed really calm in there. There were jokes. Everyone was laughing. Did you have any pressure at all in this set or this match to win?
No, we all just want to have fun. It was the last time we were going to play together, and we all just wanted to enjoy every moment that we could together. And that was the goal the whole week, is just enjoy every moment and have fun and be ourselves. And we are a fun, joking type of bunch, and so for us to be quiet or silent or too serious is not us.
Well, all the work that you put in off-season to get yourself in shape, to get yourself to this moment, has it all paid off? The medal is about to be around your neck, girl. What does it feel like?
I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful. I mean, I can't stress that enough. I'm just so happy and so thankful.
Well, your mom is here tonight, and you told me that she would be the first person that you go hug. So she is in the crowd, so we'll let you go and find her. But congratulations to you and to your whole team.
Thank
Good
you.
job, Leah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leah.
Leah Edmond is our champion. We are fortunate to be your link to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball throughout the season, but it takes a village to raise us to air as the championship side celebrates a win here. Special thanks to Michael Dressman and the production crew, our executive producer, Sherry Kump, for her efforts throughout these last 3 years to bring this entire production to air and to fruition for the athletes and for you, the fan, as we take a little listen to the final point. And it took a while to get this one done.
Yeah.
But here's the end of the 2023 season.
Mine. Come on.
Leah Edmond had a presence in weekend one. She drafted a team that was absolutely dominant, and then she herself had the performances to back that up. 5 weeks in a row in the captain's chair, 4 in the gold jersey, and as they lift her high now, she will leave with that gold medal around her neck.
The final score, Team Edmond, 75-63, a clean sweep to end the season. For Key Michael and Missy Whittemore, I'm Kevin Barnett. Thank you for watching Athletes Unlimited Volleyball Season 3. The champ, Leah Edmond. It's been an incredible year of pro volleyball, and we're going to leave you with a recap of the season with lyrics performed by AU basketball player Essence Carson to end your season of AU volleyball.
Step on the scene, I'm with my team, I'm looking clean.
Who will rise up the leaderboard?
Just another example as to why she is our reigning champ.
For the second time in league history, we're going to a golden set.
So I'm coming for the top spot, running on a shot clock, please stay in your lane. Crowd jumping like it's hopscotch, even though the shot size ice all in my veins. Cause every moment counts, every moment counts, every moment counts.
A serve!
I said every moment counts, every moment counts, every moment counts.
Defense, defense, and more defense.
Molly McCage is a blocking machine.
It's her world, you're just living in it.
Captain Edmond closes the door.
Dug again by Hens, who's under it. Yes, please.
Say it loud, cause every moment really counts. Every moment counts, every moment counts, every moment counts.
With authority, Linehan unloads.
Count it for Morgan Hens.
Leah Edmond explodes on the kill.
She's putting on an absolute show.
It doesn't get any better than this.